Cool. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. So this is like the perfect number right here. So we got Marianne. I know she's an agent. I've spoke to her before on the phone. Ashley and Shay, you're both with the district, and Kevin is with the district as well, or is he an agent himself?
He is currently figuring out if he's going to go the associate route or protege route. So he will be an agent soon in one day, but just kind of getting started here in the last few months and killing it. So definitely will be
Awesome.
agent. Yep.
Kevin, if you can hear me, congratulations. That's awesome. And welcome to Farmers. Whatever you do, I'm sure you're going to be successful. And I think that's probably why they brought me on, in terms of if you do decide whether it's acquisition or owning your agency, you got to have obviously good employees to help you out. And that's where we come into play. That's why Farmers partnered with us. If you're not hiring, I am absolutely useless to you. But if you are, we are a really good investment, and we can provide a lot of great resources for you. So I will go into Idealtraits and kind of give you like a depth overview of how it works. I know, Marianne, you've used it before, so I'd like to show you some of our new features. And obviously for the district too, that's what Shelly wanted me to cover. Before I move forward, I'm Jeff, obviously. I've been with this company for 8 years. And before that, I worked at an agency. So I have kind of like that agency experience, for the good and for the bad, right? And then I've been working my way up to the company where they made me partner this past year. So they basically just had me do the business development and going to all the farmer shows, webinars, anything farmers related. So it's exciting to see new faces as I continue on in my career. So I appreciate you guys hopping on. I went ahead and shared my screen. So can we see it right now? Okay. Brand new product we launched. It's called Ideal Interviews. And basically what that means is it's one-way video interviewing. Now, it's kind of more futuristic approach, but we do have a lot of agents that just started using it. It's completely free to our customers. It's just an add-on as of right now. And this is the first thing I want to show you because it's pretty exciting. What I mean by that is what you can do is create a position and then you can invite people to fill out, sorry, not fill out, actually answer video questions. And once you receive it, you get a notification and you can actually see their answers via video. So I'm going to create a position right now so you can see what it looks like. Let's just say one of you want to do like insurance sales professional. And then we have templates here to like just basically put whatever question you want, like what attracts you to a sales position, what motivates you the most. You can set the amount of attempts and you can set the time limit. Let's just say we posted this position. Oh, I got to put in the description. Are you ready to post this position? So I'm going to post it. Now it doesn't go out to job boards. This is completely different. What it is it's your own posting that you can share with others. What I mean by that is if you take an example of this one, if I shared this position, oh, there's an echo going on. So I'm going to go out of this page. But what it happens is, so this is Jeremy Olson. Some of you might be familiar with him. He has his own program. This guy's a beast. He has a $58 million agency. And he was one of the first ones that were like, hey, Jeff, I want in, right? I want to do this video interviewing. And so he completed a video. And the video is basically him and Kristen, his office manager, talking about the job role and talking about what they're looking for in a producer and then why you should join the Olson agency. So there's several different reasons I'm sure you guys could think about. Jeremy's was more of approach where it's just him and her speaking. I like the ones where, not that I would tell Jeremy he did a bad job. I like the ones where it's all like if you have a couple staff members, having them be on the video, having a video of your like the front of your office, anything that makes it more real and more attractive to a candidate. What happens is they see that video And now they might be more apt to apply. And once they apply, they fill out questions. So if I go to the 14 that's completed here, and let's just say I go to Matthew, he had a big star ranking here. So it says, what has you looking for a new career? So I'm going to play this. Hopefully it doesn't echo.
Jeff, I'm not sure if we can hear the audio on the video.
Thank you for letting me know. Hold on one second. Now,
a lot of the sales team is being laid off. In the past, I have really enjoyed the relationship building that comes along with inside sales jobs. And I believe insurance to be a stable and fruitful environment in which I could flourish.
so I'm going to play one more since we kind of missed the last half. I'll put, let's go. I've never even seen this guy's recording, so I'm actually curious myself. So let's play this one.
Self-driven to me in a sales role means that you can kind of set and forget, right? Someone who doesn't need to be motivated to go out and do their job. Someone who wants to be the best or do the best job they can just because that's their standard of work. And that's the standard that they hold themselves to. So for me, I would absolutely consider myself self-driven. It doesn't take outside offers in order for me to do my best work.
So without seeing, let's see what his name is. So Matthew's resume, assessment results, without talking to him on the phone, if someone could unmute themselves and give your take on Matthew, if you would want to interview him or not with what you just saw.
Any takers? I'll go for us. Basically, yeah, I mean, off of that, I think it gives you totally the idea, okay, you know what, he can answer the questions well, he's straight to the point. I would move him forward in an interview process and probably getting him on the phone.
Very direct with his answers, right? Confident. Now it's kind of obvious he's not been in insurance because he was just saying that his previous job. So I know some agents are very strict on, they want him already licensed, but this is a candidate that wants to get into insurance. And I thought he gave a pretty good answer why. So if I go to another candidate, this was actually funny. If I can find this one, I was just at a district office in Michigan on Tuesday. So I played some of these and it was a good collaboration with all the agents that were at the district meeting on who would interview this person or not. And it does, you know, obviously we all look for someone who's going to be a top producer. I mean, I don't think as long as they're ethical, have good integrity, and they don't disrupt people in the office, we want someone who can sell. But sometimes in certain agencies, you know, there's a culture fit, right? And so it's interesting when you play some of these video recordings, some agents are like, I don't know if he or she would fit my environment. And that's one of the goals here is to see, as long as you're EEOC compliant, of course, how much can you get out of them without you having to schedule that interview and finding out within 10 minutes they're not a good fit? How much can you get out of right now? And that's the point here. So I'm going to play one more if I can find her. She might have gotten, oh, see, when they get moved to archive, their video gets deleted. So maybe Jeremy didn't like this candidate. So let's go with one more that is a 4-star. Misty Smith.
Well, we all know we go to work because we want money. So, of course, money is going to be my main motivator. I also have a beautiful family and a daughter in college at TCU here in Fort Worth that I want to support. I want to be mom. Mom saves the day kind of hero kind of thing over here. But what motivates me is money. If I can make, no matter what, an uncapped commission in insurance sales will, and I have the tools to do it with, I'm going to be successful and I'm going to make money. Um, let's just say vacations and maybe a lake house is my dream. So that motivates me too.
That one was interesting because I'm like on both sides. I think I would definitely interview her, but she did seem a little bit more quiet with her tone. Gave me more like she might be more suitable for customer service. I did like her answers there, but I'd be interested to see if she has that sales experience and where she was before in her career. So this is Ideal Interviews. Basically, you can post a position and then you can send out invites, attract candidates, and then have them fill out some questions. So it's a different approach. Right now in like the healthcare industry and fast food industry, this is huge. Insurance, a little behind the 8 ball. And that's one of the reasons we came out with this product. So now I'm going to switch to Idealtraits. It's funny that that candidate was in Fort Worth. I think Jeremy's looking for remote people right now. So that's why she interviewed and basically said she wants a job in her current location. So for those of you, I'm pretty sure Kevin's never obviously seen our platform. I know Marianne has. It's a new dashboard. We just spent a bunch of money investing into a more like user-friendly interface, mobile-friendly. So right when you log in, this is what you see. So you got candidates that, let's just say today, these are all people that applied. 2 of them took the assessment, 3 of them didn't. So it's like, okay, so how do we get candidates in here? So there's a bunch of different ways. Well, 3 different ways, I should say. 1, you add the candidates manually. You have a candidate that you like, that is interested, or referral, maybe Becky, your employee, her friend or family member. You're like, okay, first step in my process, and this is speaking to what our customers do that have been using us for a while. They don't interview anyone until they take the assessment. Vlad, Jeremy Olson, some of these influencers out there, they do the same thing. So they use this Idealtraits assessment. And that way they can send the assessment out and the candidate would upload their resume during the process. The second way you'd get candidates is you'd post ads through Idealtraits, and I'm going to show you how to do that. The third way, and this is fairly new. I do think the last webinar I was on, this was brand new, but Farmers Corporate, they've upped their budget on here. They have a division, Farmers does. And the division now is getting more candidates to apply to agency producer roles, protege, customer service. So they have a budget and it's a pretty high number. And they put ads out there all across the country. They throw it on their website. So if I go to the career page, they spend a lot of money on advertisement here to get more people applying to become an agency owner, but also to work for an agency. So your ads would appear here when you're posting through Idealtraits. And now here's candidates that are in his local area. So it'd be the same for you. You would log into your system, you click on candidate pool. So if I go back to candidates and I click on candidate pool, here's all the candidates that you have access to. I think it's super cool for farmers because we have a lot of corporate partnerships that offer discounts, but Farmers is the only company, and I repeat, only company that spends corporate budgeting money to help their agency owners get more candidates. So I think that's huge. And the reason I think it's huge is because I've already had agent friends reach out, text me, email me at events, tell me, dude, Jeff, I just got to hire through the candidate pool. Thanks for letting me know. When you look at the candidate pool feature, maybe the first couple of resumes you see might not be what you're looking for, but give it a chance because as you scroll through, I bet you'll find someone that you might want to download into your pipeline and reach out to. And the way you do that is you simply just click download and they would be in your pipeline. So before I get to the assessment, I'm going to go to jobs here. You can see he has an ad listed in East Arlington. So you can see where the applicants are coming from. There's 109 people that applied since the 12th of October. If I click on 109, you can see where they're coming from. So 63 came from Indeed, 45 came from Zip. Now we do go out to way more job boards than that. Monster, Simply Hired, so yada, yada, yada. All of them are just so small now. They're kind of outdated. Most of your applicants would be coming from Indeed or ZipRecruiter, and it's good that we're partnered with them so that you don't have to go create an account, log into these sites, manually put an ad out there of your own, and then it starts become a little bit unorganized and also can be very expensive. So now you have one ad that you're managing through this portal. And it's like, okay, well, Jeff, how do I create a job ad? I'm not good at that. I don't have a ton of experience. I want just I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. So if you go to post jobs, add new, established agents like this too, don't get me wrong, but I would say the brand new agents, because they're so busy right off the get-go, they have a lot going on and they haven't created a job ad before, they like these templates the most. So if you click on job description, use a template, someone like Kevin can come in here and you can choose, let's just say you're looking for an office manager. You can use this template if you want, and you do not have to copy word for word, because all you have to do if you want to edit it is click insert and take out or put in what you want. Now, the cool thing about these templates too is they're search engine optimized. We're really close with Indeed and ZipRecruiter, so the things they're going to tell us are not the same that they're going to tell you. The reason is because we bring them 13,000 agency owners that post ads, so they value us at a very high level. So they're going to let us in on statistics on how ads perform higher than others. And that has to do with SEO, search engine optimization, mobile friendly. I'm not a tech guy, right? And so these terms are sometimes a little too much for me, but I know that it helps you out if we can give you that foundation. And that's where these templates are going to come into play. Plus the grammar is good, the punctuation, the spelling too. And now the same thing for responsibilities, requirements, and benefits. If you're creating an ad through Idealtraits or any posting, even if it's not with us, I would recommend 3 to 4 templates. If you go nuts with this, guys, and you put like 16, which some agents do, I used to do it too, it's just too much for candidates, especially sales candidates. We got ADD, right? And we're not looking at the full ad. So it makes it less mobile friendly, and they already know, if they're in the industry, they already know what they're going to be doing. So just put a couple. I like this one. If you really want someone licensed, but you will train a good individual. Now, when it comes to benefits, click as many as possible. If you don't offer life and health, that's okay. Many agents don't. But base salary plus commissions, bonus opportunities. If they're from the dealership, they're going to love the Monday through Friday work schedule. They're going to love the holidays off. This is a trend right here, a hiring bonus. And you don't have to sprinkle it in day one. I wouldn't do that if I were you. What I'm doing with our team and when we're recruiting new people is, if it's someone random that applied to the job boards, I give them $250 after 30 days, $250 after 90 days, and then $500 after 120 days that they're with us. And obviously, they got to be producing, but that's the signing bonus. And we take that out of the salary. Actually, for some, if they have more experience or we really like them, we will just add it. It's worth it to us. We'll give them an extra $1,000, of course. If it's an employee referral, then you give them the bonus, and then you give also the Canada bonus or half the bonus, $500. But the reason we want to do a probation period is we know that if someone starts working for you after day 1 or day 30, you give them $1,000, $2,000, they might get up and leave on you. Performance bonuses, hands-on training. There's no doubt when you talk about the 3 C's, right? Compensation, career, culture. Compensation is going to be number 1. People need to know that they can support their families, especially if they're not they're the person that's supposed to be making the most money for the family. But money's not the only thing that's important. Not these days. No way. Culture, for sure. They want to know that it's a good environment. It's a fun working environment. They want to know that the agent is flexible. If they're coming from a corporate company and there's really strict policies, they're willing to take a pay decrease just to have a flexible schedule, go home to their kids early, go pick them up, and be there for them when they need to be. Career opportunity, especially someone coming out of college or someone who just hasn't had the opportunity from another agency, you got to let them know that you'll train them. And you got to really take your selfish hat off, which is tough for us being business owners, and set it down. Because if you, in an interview, you talk about what they're looking to do, their 5-year plan, 10-year plan. And if they talk about maybe after 3 years, they want to go into the medical sales career because that's what their dad did and they want to be successful, you can tell them how much money you can make in insurance, but at the end of the day, you should be satisfied if they're producing after 2.5 years for you and doing phenomenal and you get a bunch of renewals from them. It might work out for both of you. But absolutely, if they want to be entrepreneurial and they didn't know that, hey, you don't need a college degree to become an agency owner. Hey, you don't need a bunch of liquid capital to become an agency owner. They don't know this. And so that's where you're educating them. And obviously the district would help you with this, but I don't know how many stories I can tell you in my 8 years here where that agent is crushing it. And it's so cool seeing that agency owner, how happy they are that new agency owner is now succeeding and achieving. And if it wasn't for this agency owner that showed him the ropes, he or she would not be here. And it's really, really cool. And it's a win-win, win-win-win, I should say. Win for obviously Farmers as a company and a win for you and the candidate. Now, remote flexibility. This is the hottest topic right now, obviously. If you are telling me you do not want to consider remote whatsoever, that's totally fine. Just know 80% of people out there are looking for either fully remote or at least remote flexibility. So if you're very strict on who you're looking for, let's say you want someone with 5 years experience or 2 years experience, be just an absolute sales killer, I can't imagine you're going to be able to find someone within 60, 90 days. And if you don't offer some type of remote or really high comp plan. With that being said, you can find good people still. I myself, I went remote. I love it. I don't think I'm ever going to go back, but I do know but I don't have too many responsibilities here. I know parents that have a ton of responsibilities and they don't want to work from home because there's just too much going on. They want that office environment. If you're considering going remote, I know there's so many people you can reach out to. I have a bunch of different agents you can reach out to that they implemented it. They struggled at first, but now they are killing it with having work remote employees. I would do the probation period. I would say be open to it and transparent on the ad. You don't have to say you're going to even be willing to do remote. It's got to be the right candidate. It's got to be the right employee. And you can say after 60, 90, 120 days, hey, we can talk about you working from home maybe one day a week. But think about how much that says to the candidate that is really looking for that. And if you're open to it, you really don't want to miss out on that amazing candidate. But the one stipulation is one day they want to work remote. And to them, I think, should be thrilled that you are saying, hey, we really want you in the office right away because we want that hands-on training. We want to get to know you. And we don't want just on camera every day. It's not going to make you the best employee that you can be and make you the most money. So lastly, and we have so much information on this, guys. This is just information overload. If you went into our chat bubble, you can easily get on the phone with us. But if you just typed in like salary, we have a bunch of videos and articles strictly on, hey, this is what you would compensate for a small mid-size agency. If you wanted interview questions, no problem. General interview questions, sales interview questions, questions based on the personality result. And this is a department that does a ton of research and gets a ton of feedback from agents, especially the top agents in the country that continue to succeed with hiring the right people. Here's questions that we have put in place. So let's say the ad's done. You're going to post it. and then it goes live to the world. It goes on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, your farmer's website. So there'll be an open positions button on like Daniela out here in Houston. This is where a candidate would then apply. They click on the ad and they just fill out their information. Once they apply, they immediately get directed to the assessment. Now you'll have your own page here. If you want to get real fancy on everybody, you can go to your settings, or sorry, you can go to your jobs. This is way more simple. And you can copy your QR code, or you can download it as a QR code. And so basically when it pops up, let's say you're at an event and someone's interested in working for you, or you had a great conversation, went out to eat. I know that waitress or waiter, you're like, some people, I know you might be like, man, this person's not good at being a waiter or waitress, but sometimes you're like, man, they're amazing. And you're like, shoot, what could they do in my office? Like, how much could they actually sell and how much could I help them out, most importantly? Well, instead of you saying, hey, Jason or Rebecca, I mean, are you open to new opportunities? They say yes. And what about insurance? And they say, I've looked into it. I'm not totally sure. Well, listen, instead of you telling them, hey, send me your resume, here's my email. That's an old approach. Not good. Show them your QR code. It'll take them right to your career page. And now they see your opportunity. So they can read more about the position, which you owe that to them. You owe that to let them know what it's all about. Once they put in their information here, they click apply, you immediately get an update that they applied and that they got sent the assessment, which is really cool because it streamlines the process for you. You don't have to do any automation yourself. It's already done for you. And then once they take the assessment, you can go to your candidate section and you can see the results. So Brian actually texted me. He said Vincent, he sent one too, and he didn't take the assessment. So Brian was a little bummed out because Vincent said he would take it. That's the first step, taking the assessment. Are you going to take 20, 30 minutes out of your day? How serious are you as a candidate? If you can't do a 20-minute assessment, what's going on here? Right? How many things am I going to be telling you to do that take way more than 20 minutes? That's the first problem. But Prince, this guy took the assessment. I'm going to mispronounce her name, Omoshola. She took the assessment. So if I click on her as a candidate, here's her resume. So you can see she has health insurance experience. I'm not sure if she has a PNC. But you can see her resume here. Now it's like, all right, on a resume, a lot of people act like they're perfect, and that's misleading to all of us. We get emotional and we get excited. Or a resume might not look as good as you'd hope, and then we immediately turn down the candidate. I think both, I think a resume is important, but I think both are bad ways of going about it. I think you need more information, and that's where an assessment like this comes into play. And so if I click on personality, it's going to tell you what their personality is. So everything's going to have 3 paragraphs. It's going to talk about their strengths and weaknesses, how to best manage them. And it's interesting about a networker. When you look at a networker, you're like, yeah, like a networker. Yeah, they network. Awesome. They're going to get leads, get business. Okay, great. But a networker on this assessment, yeah, they can do that, but they lack motivation. And so actually, our last sentence here says, proceed with caution if hiring a networker specifically for a sales commission role. Because if anyone's seen the DISC assessment, it stands for Dominance, Influence, Structured Compliance. It's awesome that they have strong persuasiveness. They're able to build relationships from a cold start. They're more extroverted than introverted. Probably a good sign if we're talking about sales, but they're more reactive than proactive. As you learn more about this assessment, it's going to come very clear to you. If they're someone who's not proactive or aggressive and can't ask the hard questions, you might be able to train them a little bit, but how much training are you going to do to figure out, man, it's just not in their personality. Because remember, personality, obviously you can change over time with who you hang out with and your environment, but it's how you were born, 50% of it. So are we going to want to hire a person who they think they might be good at insurance sales? They don't know how tough it's going to be, how many calls they're going to make, how much rejection. So as an employer, if I'm looking at this, I'm failing even interviewing this person for the position because I'm not setting them up for success. Marketing position, customer service, yeah, I think they'd be great at it based on the results, not sales. So the second thing is problem solving. You can see how they think outside the box. There's just some questions here, some outside the box thinking we want to get answers to once it loads for me. So like this person got a 2 out of 15. I'll be honest with you, you can find these answers online. People can just cheat. And we haven't changed it because we know that if we change it, answers will just be online again. You know, if you have any kids in college or you know some people that are in college, everyone cheats nowadays on the, you know, accounting and math stuff, right? You can just check it and find it online. So the fact that this candidate wasn't resourceful and couldn't get more than 2 out of 15, that's a red flag. And so I would say definitely do not interview this candidate for sales. And plus their short answer questions wasn't very wordy. We like to see probably a sentence or two here.
Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that. I can talk.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
I switched over to the phone, so I think that helped. I was going to ask Shay if she did one of these ideal traits on me.
Shay?
Yes, you did one of these, Kevin.
And what do I come up as?
I think you came up as salesperson.
Okay, so I'm not a networker because I don't want to fire myself.
Yeah, like you're done. If you're a networker, like you're off this call, turn it in.
Hey.
So you came
you
back.
Just boot me. You just boot me.
So this is what you were.
Wow, there's a perfectionist one. Holy cow.
Yep. So Shay said you came back as a salesperson. And so let me go to like a personality of a salesperson so you can see like the index. Here we go. Let's take a look at Garrett. Internet's been slow. What is going on?
Yes, mine has been the same way today. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I usually blame like the farmer's agents if it's taken a while, but this is totally like, I don't understand why it's being so slow. So Kevin, this would be like your index. So basically when you hover over each number, it's going to give you interpretation. Now it says that you're someone that can be anxious and hurried. This doesn't mean you had the exact same numbers, but typically the numbers are low in the structured. So you're a little unorganized. You might have a messy desk. And chances are, if you have a significant other, friends, they would tell you the same thing, that you can be a little messy.
So I don't know if you know this, but it's absolute truth. You could even Google it. That's how true it is. But messy desk, a clean desk is the sign of a cluttered mind. It's somebody that has to have neat and organized position everywhere they go. And a cluttered desk is the sign of an organized mind. So I can put my hand on anything on my desk at any moment in time, even though it's a little more cluttered than say Shay or Ashley. So there.
So what you just said, I want to steal from you because the way you said it is super important to think about. Obviously, when you sell like policies, you don't want to mess up on the policies, right? So sometimes when like an agent sees, sometimes they'll be like, man, I want them to be more organized or structured. But let's just go with that perfectionist you mentioned, right? It talks about the strengths. They're very diligent, attention to detail, reliable, dependable, great. Makes a perfect assistant, customer service, office manager type of person. But they get focuses on too much detail. They need specific boundaries. They take a long time to adjust, needs a stable work environment. And with sales, these are all probably red flags.
That would, to me, that individual, correct me if I'm wrong, would seem like a great support individual.
100%.
That doesn't have that. I don't know if it's a CSR or not, but somebody that doesn't. I mean, when I sit down to an application, it is 100% focus on that application, every single box, every single time, making sure that everything is taken care of. Even though I am more scattered in a lot of other things I do, and I am the poster child for.
And do you
ADHD.
like doing that?
Yeah. There's a part of my brain. If I put on some classical music, for instance, like Vivaldi's
Beethoven.
Seasons, it keeps the right brain active while the left brain goes to work. And when I do that, when I take tests or when I'm studying, it makes all the difference in the world. If I can keep the little monkeys over on this side of the brain from going over to this side of the brain, I'm in good shape.
Whatever it's called, neuroplasticity or pathways, right? You're just it's just a part of you. Like when you hear that, you're ready, you're dialed in. I think that's great. And I would agree with you. I think we all, for a really strong salesperson, and this just depends how your agency's set up. If you do want to make a lot of outbound calls and like selling and be hungry and go for it, you probably want a person like this. But just know you're gonna need a sales department or someone that has that structure that you can rely on to clean up the work and be the person's right hand man, right?
Yeah.
And then so it would say that you have a high ego drive, leadership attributes. So you don't like to be micromanaged. That's probably one of the reasons that you became an agency owner or have this role, right? If you don't let the peacock spread its wings and fly, they get really, I mean, for me, I remember when like process was a big thing for our company and there was more adjustments. And then they had a manager assigned to me. I got really frustrated and they realized like, okay, yeah, that's probably too much, right? We're telling him to do too many things. Just let him do his thing. So actually an agency owner sometimes, I mean, a small percentage of the time doesn't like sales managers. Those type of agents are typically ones that are micromanagers. Not a bad thing, but don't hire a sales leader if you're a micromanager. Then lastly, there's templates here. Kevin, were you going to say something?
Am I muted or unmuted? No,
You're good.
I was just going to say I've got a bump. I've got a 2:30 on the other side of town I need to get to. So I'll take you with
Kevin.
me in my ears. I'll go video dark, but I'll listen to you.
Sounds good.
Be safe,
Thank
Kevin.
you.
We're going to miss you.
Thank you. That'd be a first.
I like that guy. He's funny. So then the last thing is you got email templates here. You have an offer letter you can send out. All this is included in Idealtraits. So like if you don't have it or need to reactivate your account, super easy. And well, it wasn't easy before because the store was down for a long time. I don't know if all you guys have experienced those problems yet, but the store is finally open. So everyone's able to sign up now. You can just do it through the store. And the pricing, if I go to it, if you just go to idealtraits.com, it's going to show you $12.99 for the year and $6.99 for the quarter. As a farmer's agent, you automatically get a discount. And then of course, if you have cost share or growth bucks, it's just going to reduce everything. So cost share will be half. 500, I can break it apart for 3 different folios for you if you don't want it to come out all at once. So 167 for 3 months, and you have everything we went over. You're locked in. If you use it for 4 months of the year and you hire one person, I think many could argue that it's worth it. But if you hire 2 or 3, I mean, shoot, that's a no-brainer. So if you have any questions, of course, reach out to me, chat me. I can make myself available. But if you have any questions now, I can answer those too.
I think we're good on questions. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, guys, I'm sorry. Can you hear me just once, or can y'all hear an echo?
I can hear you.
Okay. So the $500 for the quarterly. Now that's after cost share. Is that what you're saying? So it would normally be $1,500 after cost share, or whatever it was.
It's the answer you actually want to hear. So it would be 500 right now. After cost share, it's 250.
Okay. That is the answer I wanted to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that answer. That's the only question I have. I will comment on, I like the new design. Visually, it's more appealing and it looks easier to go through, even though the other one was pretty easy before. So, but it looks really cool. And then the offer letter, I find that to be a really cool feature. So thank you for today. I do appreciate it. And especially since everything is like new. So I appreciate you going over it again.
Thank you for the feedback. Appreciate that, Marianne. And yeah, like I said, we spent a ton of money on the new dashboard. So at first it's a change, anything's a change. So we had bad feedback and we were like, shoot, we messed up. And then all of a sudden a week later, people are happy and they like it. So always appreciate the feedback.
Cool. Yes, we love it from the district level. It's like, I feel like I spend all my time in there. So the new one-sided interview process is like awesome. We'll totally be using that.
Yeah. Do you want me? I don't even know if I had Shelly. If I sent her the link, I might have texted her. Do you guys want to do it? It's completely free for you.
I'll talk it over with them and then get back to you on that, but definitely could see that being a big benefit for us.
Cool. So I'll send you the link and then let me know if you need a walkthrough.
Okay.
And then we can just set that up. Obviously, you don't need to put a credit card in at all. It'll just be on the house.
Okay, cool. Very nice.
Awesome.
Great. Well, if that wraps up our questions, then thank you so much for taking time out of your day and sharing this with us. This is so beneficial, and I'll share the recorded version out to those who were not able to join.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, Ashley. Thanks for setting all this up. And yeah, these are fun. Let me know anytime you guys want to do one of these, and I'm happy to join.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.